Hi, and welcome to another one of my videos in the blog series for balance. This is an exclusive video series focusing only on the core issues that I come across in women when it comes to breaking down the roadblocks that get in our way of balance. One of the things that I found is that women do not allow in their schedule every week soul time. So I always have this kind of mindset that if I'm always thinking ahead, it's not necessarily a good thing, but I always think ahead. I had very close relationships with my grandparents, before they passed, and I've always thought about legacy, like what really makes someone's life juicy and meaningful and special. And I always think ahead, to that age when they passed and I was close to them and think, okay, how do I want to look back? What am I doing every day to make sure, and what am I planning into my days and my weeks and my months to make sure that when I look back, I am so happy, with the picture of my life that I painted. I am so happy that I painted a picture that was so fulfilling, where I look back and go, wow, really, I could not have made it any better. And that's really my goal with balance, is not just to have a schedule and a diet that's kind of, balanced, so you're living mediocre. I want legacy. I want you to be able to look back and go, wow, I literally couldn't have had more adventure, more joy, more connection. I created that. I painted that picture. Things just didn't happen to me out of the blue that were great. I actually created it. And that's how I want you to feel at the end of your days. And what I realized when I first ran a free balance challenge for 100 women all around the world, all different ages, all different backgrounds, all different needs, when we got to the soul section and we're kind of starting to really build this legacy and this vision, what I realized is that, one, they don't allow time to factor in the soul and the juice and the meaning and the fulfillment into their actual weekly schedule. And the other thing that they didn't know how to do was plan for that. You have to plan for it. It does not show up. Whatever picture you want to paint, it doesn't show up. And I also realized that they didn't actually feel that they were allowed to. There were so many tears. I can't tell you in 1 week how many tears there were from women going, I don't do this. I don't know how to do this. And I'd forgotten that I was allowed to do this. I got so busy doing that I forgot that I was allowed to fulfill my soul's desires, the private inner part of myself. That is really, really seeking more meaning, and only you know what that is. I can give you a list of things that I think might provide you with more meaning, but only you know what that is. And a part of, decorating your life is tapping into those soul's desires and then actually looking at your schedule and going, I'm going to plan that in this week. I really love to do X, Y, and Z, and I'm just going to do it. Regardless of what time I have, I'm going to compromise and I'm going to make the time. Regardless of what my responsibilities are, I'm going to compromise and I'm going to put this in as a number one responsibility, because if you don't plan it in, it will never happen. And I'm not tooting my own horn, but I'm really at a point in my life where I live where I want to live. I love every day I get up and I'm like, wow, there really isn't much to change. But that's because the vision that I started out with my schedule of my week, my month, my year, and my dream life, I kept working at it. I got the dream life vision and then I worked backwards. And I kind of started putting little bits of whatever that dream life was going to be into my week. And then eventually your 10% of the week that you allowed for dream life becomes 90% of the week, and all of a sudden you're living it. And there really isn't much that I would change. And I know for a fact that I'm proud of my legacy. I'm proud of what I've done. And I know for a fact that if life ended tomorrow, that I would literally look back and go, you did good. You've done a good thing, and look at what you created, and you had courage and guts, but hey, you created it. And this is what I want for you. So what I want you to do today is just take off all the lids and ceilings that you're putting on yourself. The what ifs and the buts and the buts and the buts and the I have to's. And I want you to think about what is the dream life? If I could have it anyway, what would it actually look like? And start adding in just little things into your weekly schedule that could actually bring you closer to that dream. And then actually take action. This is the sticky, tricky part. You actually have to take action on them. You have to make yourself practice and put those things into action. And I'd love for you to share. I'd love for you to share what that dream life vision looks like. I'd love for you to share what little things you could start on now that would take you, even if you feel like it is years away, because I'm telling you it's not. It's really not. So I'd like to know about what that dream life is, and I'd like to know what you could start taking action on and work into your week that would just bring you a little bit closer to that. And if you are living your dream life and you're really proud of what it is that you've created, I'd love for you to share that as well. I'd like for you to inspire other women and go, hey, I made this, I made this turn. I flicked this switch in my head that was like, I'm doing this. I'm going to create this life, and I'm living it, and it's fabulous. So I'd love for you to share those stories as well. So I hope this has been helpful, and I look forward to talking to you in our next video in the Soul series. Have a great day.